Well, hello and welcome to The Spirit Safe. My name's Rob. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. Now, by my reckoning, I've reviewed bottles on the channel from 79 malt distilleries in Scotland. And for the 80th, I wanted to do something a little bit different, a little bit off the radar. So I picked up this, and it was about 3 years that I bought this, 3 years ago. This Ailsa Bay, which is a peated lowland whiskey. Now, you think lowland whiskey, you don't think peat. You think maybe the Auchentoshan or the Glenkinchie, very light whiskies. The Auchentoshan is triple distilled, so it has a very light profile. Peat is really not associated with lowland distilleries. So Ailsa Bay is owned by the Grant Group, and it's situated on the Girvan grain distillery site. And it's a very new distillery, very modern distillery, and the packaging really doesn't shy away from its modern image. It says there, precision distillation. It's in this long, thin cardboard tube. And it's almost like a lab stock straight bottle that they have here. The only nod to tradition is it's actually got a granite inlay in the stopper, real granite from Ailsa Crag, which is quite good. And this stopper then, with the granite in it, is quite heavy. It's got quite a heavy, I guess that's a steel construction, and then it's got that inlay of granite, so you wouldn't want somebody to throw this at you. I must say, they've stopped doing the granite inlay now. They're just doing the regular metal topped stopper. So it's got some little kind of map details there. It says precision distillation, and unusually it says ppm, peat parts per million 21, and sweet parts per million 11. So I don't know what they mean by sweet here, because there's obviously various compounds that could be sweet, but they're saying it's 21 parts per million of phenols, but they actually measure that from the finished liquid and not from peated barley. So Ardbeg 10 would say, they don't print it on the label, but the distiller would tell you it's maybe 50 ppm. But that's before it's been through the purification of distillation and then casking. So, that's obviously a different way of measuring it, a different way of looking at it. I paid about 45 GBP, and it was smuggled into the country in somebody's suitcase. So I've been waiting a long time to open it, and for the 80th malt, well, not the 80th malt review, but the 80th distillery, I figured now is the time to do something a little bit different. Doesn't mention chill filtration or colour, but it's a fairly light colour. My feeling is it's probably a natural colour, and at 48.9% ABV, if they chill filtered it, they really needn't have bothered. Very, very coastal, very salty, lots of sea air. Now, when I first opened this, it had a very strong herbal note, like a burdock rhizome type herbal note. It was just indescribable, and I found it very off-putting, but that has now left it. Lots of smoked meats, smoky bacon maybe. You're getting the sweet notes, the saltiness, very, very salty, honeyed, peats coming through, apples, apple turnover. Sweet smoke, freshly mowed grass, a little bit of banana bread. Ex-bourbon cask getting the American oak, a little bit of, actually quite a bit of eucalyptus, sweet citrus, Very, very coastal, light but flavourful. Not a typical lowland whiskey at all. Bit of waxiness going on. Seaweed, talc, paraffin. Quite a bit of maple syrup. Sweet peat, barley sugar. Salted maple syrup. Is that a thing? A bit of that. The palate without water, I'd say it's pretty good for. It doesn't have an age statement, and it's 48-49%, but it rests on the palate a lot lower. It could be 43-46%. Pleasantly dry, acidic, citrus, sherbet lemons. Bursts with both sugar and salt, salty and sweet, barley sugar, sea salt, honey, black pepper, wasabi, cinnamon, and a strange mineral note. Getting a bit of engine oil now. Let's give it just shy of 1 teaspoonful of water. That herbal note is back a little bit. Slightly radishy. No, that's going to sound odd, but it is a bit radishy. Engine oil, salt, milk chocolate. Very mineral. Peat, a little bit of citrus, maple syrup again, iodine, licorice root, and that coastal breeze which just dries out the nostrils a little bit. With water, there's a astringency, a real acidity when you add a little bit of water, but otherwise malty, barley sugar, mint, spices, demerara sugar, treacle toffee, fennel in a big way. More motor oil. Finish, smoky, dry, aniseed, wasabi, alcohol note, very salty, lemongrass, coastal, little bit of horseradish, quite pleasant mineral notes as it rolls onto the finish with dark chocolate and cocoa and salt. Did I mention salt? There's a lot of salt. So I'm enjoying this, and interesting that they've gone down the road of saying we are a computer-controlled distillery and not shying away from that, because a lot of distilleries are computer-controlled in Scotland, and yet they still put a picture of a piper on the bottle, and they try to pretend that it's made by 3 guys in tweed suits smoking their pipes. These guys are at least being honest about what they are making. It's primarily for blends, and they're bottling a few as single malts. I like how they packaged it, I like how they presented it, and I would go for another Ailsa Bay if it was available in BC. I perhaps wouldn't use up my duty free allowance to buy one of the newer bottlings of it, but if it became available in BC, I would certainly give it a go. And it'll be hard to part with this stopper. I don't think I'll throw that away. I think I'll add it to my collection. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the review. Hope to see you again soon. This is the 80th Scottish malt distillery. Hoping to get to 85 before the close of the year. But join me again soon, and until then, stay in good spirits. Cheers. Goodbye.